I will do the Bollinger Band, right? So first of all, do you use Bollinger Bands to take trades? Actually, I take Bollinger Bands only when I take trades. So let's see. So hold on. And this is basically based on the Ichimoku trend checklist that I just created earlier. So here is the Ichimoku trend checklist, and in this checklist, well, actually this is available to anyone. So if you haven't downloaded it yet, you will see the link below on the description, and you can have this PDF for free. So Ichimoku trend checklist is actually to capture the trend by Ichimoku. And what I usually do is I divide these time frames into 3 categories. One category is the major trend, big time frames as a major trend. So I take either daily or 4, right? I don't take both, right? I take either daily or 4-hour chart and try to capture the bigger trend, right? The major trend. And to do that, I use Ichimoku, right? Senko span A and B, and Chikou span. Sorry, not the Chikou span. I use Senko span A and B and Kijun Sen. And this is how I capture the trend, right? So let's take this ER AUD as example, right? So we're talking about ER AUD right now, which is this one, right? I just highlight so that everybody knows which pair I'm talking about. So this is ER AUD daily chart, and on this daily chart right now this is flat, right? Kumo's flat, Kijun Sen is moving down, but the Kumo itself is flat, so there's no trend in the market. And let's take a look at the 4, right? When I take a look at the 4-hour chart, this is still downtrend, right? I see this is downtrend because the highs are getting lower still, right? The highs are getting lower from here, right? From this recent highest, the highs are getting lower and lower, right? The high never renewed the recent high upwards, but this is still renewing, lower. And right now, this is even lower than the previous high. So to me, this is still downtrend, first of all, right? So I see that there is a Sanyaku Koten signal here. I see there's a Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen cross, gold cross, Chikou-span breakout, and Kumo breakout. But to me, this is still downtrend. So I am still looking for the sell chance, right, in the long term, right, in this bigger time frame. So as per this Ichimoku trend checklist, right, I see Kumo is flat, right? Kumo's right now flat. Let me zoom in a little bit. Right, I see that the Kumo is flat and Senko span A, Senko span B is flat, Senko span A is retracing right now. So this might be at the beginning of the uptrend. So I am looking at this price level right now, or actually this area, right? To be more precise, I am looking at this area in between this the most recent high and also the previous recent high. In this area might be the resistance zone where the market might react. So if it keeps going upwards this way, then it might be resisted here and it might go backward this way. And if it breaks upwards, then I will look for the buy chance, right? But so potentially this is going to be the target in this market momentum, because there are recent highs in this level of 1.7315 and 1.7350 area here. But overall, I think this is downtrend. So that's the analysis in a 4-hour chart. So in this case, I just, disregard the big time frame, because in bigger time frames, in daily or 4-hour chart, I don't see a trend. So in this case, I don't look at the daily and 4-hour chart, but instead I move down to 1-hour chart, right? So by looking at the 1-hour chart, what you see is going to be the uptrend, right? this is a beautiful uptrend right now happening on this ERA AUD. So as per this checklist, right now there is I'm on 1 hour chart, and so this is the middle time frame, right? Usually I take 1 hour or 30 for confirmations to the major trend, but in this case I take this 1 hour chart as a bigger time frame. So in that case I take profit based on 1 hour chart, right? So because 1 hour chart is moving up, right? Kumo's moving up, and Senko span B is right now flat, but Senko span A is still moving up, and Kijun Sen is still moving up too. And also the price has been above the Tenkan Sen, so this shows that this is a quite strong bullish trend. And you see the gap in between Chikou span and candles, right? The wide gap in between Chikou span and candles. This also shows that this is the quite strong bullish momentum. So this is like the perfect order in moving average, right? You see Senko span B, Senko span A, right? And the Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen, price, and the Chikou span. This is a perfect order for the continuous and strong bullish market in Ichimoku. So to me, this is uptrend in 1 hour chart, so I will start to look for the buy chance next week. But the initial target will be here, right? Initial target will be here because this is a recent high in the 4 hour chart. So if I cannot find the buying edge up to here, then I will just forget about it. I will just wait for the breakout and still look for the buy chance, or if it's going to be resisted here and goes backwards this way, then I won't come back to the chart. I will look at other pairs to take trades. So first of all, when I take 1 hour chart to place a buy, right, this will be the ultimate target in this case. But I can still ride on the trend on a 1 hour chart because this is a beautiful uptrend. And that's what it says on this Ichimoku trend checklist. Right? So here's the main topic for today, right? So how do I take trades by the Bollinger Bands, especially the squeeze, right? So I will focus on the Bollinger Band squeeze and how I take trades on this. So yeah, again in this case, right, I look at the 5. So I look at the 15 or 5 and I decide which one to take trades. And when I look at the 50-minute chart, right, I see there's less pushback, right? So I look at the pushback, but I see the pushback is very small, right, in this case, right? The price has been going up smoothly and the pushback was not really that much, right? So in this case, I look at the 5-minute chart so that I can capture more pushbacks in this case. So here is the 5-minute chart on ERA AUD, and there was an uptrend, right? So I take these signals or strategies, all right? I take Ichimoku and Bollinger Bands and lines and price action and also stochastics to take trades, to execute trades. So, and it depends, right? It depending on the market situation, which one to take trades. So let me show you, if I take Bollinger Bands, how I take buys. Right, so Bollinger Bands, first of all, in my Bollinger Band setting, this is, Bollinger Bands, I take period 20, and I take 2 deviation, right? Deviation 2. So the mid price, right? The red line is the 20 period, and above and below are deviation 2 of Bollinger Bands. So where exactly I take trades is whenever the Bollinger Bands goes flat and it squeezes. because that's where the market charges its energy. So in this example, where exactly the Bollinger Band squeeze is significant was right here. Right, first of all, right here, Bollinger Band was squeezing quite tight, and also right here too, Bollinger Band squeezed tight, and right here, Bollinger Band squeezed tight, and also right here too. Bollinger Band has been squeezing for a couple of minutes here, so this was a great trade chance. And also on this one, Bollinger Band squeeze, and also this one too, the Bollinger Band squeeze. So these are going to be the potential buy chance that I will be looking for when I take Bollinger Bands to take trades. But so do I take buy whenever I see Bollinger Band squeeze? And the answer is no, because there are squeezes that are reliable or that are profitable, and there are squeezes that are not profitable. And to me, that's the distance to the stop loss. Right. So for example, in this case, right, when I see exactly the Bollinger Band squeeze right here, I will be looking at the market here, right here. And in this case, I put the stop loss here, slightly below the recent low. And in this case, how many pips of stop loss? In between is going to be 26 pips of stop loss, right? Potentially. So 26 of stop loss is okay for me. So this one I take to buy. And expect the price to renew the recent high even upwards, because this is uptrend in 1 hour chart as we saw. So what about the next squeeze, right? So on this squeeze right here, let's say when I see the squeeze, maybe I will be seeing the next candle somewhere, and yeah, let's say I take a buy here, and in that case my stop loss is going to be here below the recent low, and the pips in between is going to be 37 pips, right? 37 pips of stop loss, which is too wide for me. So this one I won't take trades, right? And moving on to the next squeeze. So this one, right, when I see the next squeeze here, let's say I look at the market like here, and I will place a stop loss slightly below the recent low, and I measure the pips in between. And in this case, this is going to be 24 pips or 25 pips, which is reasonable for me. So I take buy. I take this squeeze to place a buy, right? And moving on to the next one. At this squeeze, I think this is the best one, because when the price squeeze, I place a buy, or usually after the next candle, I place a buy, right? And I place a stop loss here, right? I think this is the tightest stop loss. Yeah, this is only 17 pips of stop loss. So for sure, I will take a buy at this squeeze, so that I expect the price to renew the recent high, even upwards this way, because uptrend is confirmed in 1 hour chart. Right, and also moving on to the next squeeze. Yeah, on this one, right, I take a buy here, and my stop loss is going to be slightly below the recent low, which is at here. And hold on, let me draw it straight. And in this case, the stop loss is going to be 25, which is okay, right? And moving on to the next one. Right, this one, when I take a buy here, then my stop loss is going to be here, and the stop loss is going to be 26 pips of stop loss. So yeah, I usually take trades where the stop loss can be less than 20 pips. So maybe I won't take this squeeze to take a buy, or the one before. Maybe I won't take trades on this one because the stop loss is too wide for me. So yeah, so I think that's about it, right? So among these squeeze, which one I take to buy, right? Which one I take to buy is actually here, this one. Because this one gave me the tightest stop loss potentially, right? Only 17 pips of stop loss, and I can exhibit the price to renew the recent high upwards. So this is one of the strategies that I take to place a buy. So some traders ask me like, do I take trades whenever I see the squeeze of the Bollinger Band? And the answer is no, as you can see, right? I measure the pips in between the position and the stop loss before I take the position, so that I know the risk, what kind of risk I'm taking, and what kind of lot sizing I go for, so that I capture the trading edges like this. So yeah, this is one of my strategies to look for the buy chance. And also I look at the stochastics gold cross, or I look at Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen bounce, or I look at the price action, right? Sometimes when I see like a pin bar, like this one, this is the great example. Oops, sorry, hold on, it keeps moving. Yeah, so when I see the pin bar like this one, right, this is a great reversal signal, right? So when I see this pin bar in 5, then I take a buy at the next candlestick, so that again my stop loss can be very tight, right? In this case, it's going to be about 20, oh sorry, I think it's about 21 or 22 pips of stop loss, right? But I can still expect the price to renew the recent high, even upwards to this way, because I am confirming uptrend in bigger time frame, which is 1 hour chart in this case. So yeah, so as for the Bollinger Band squeeze, these are the trade chances for me. So yeah, in this particular case, I take a 5-minute chart because I see squeeze more in 5 than 15. So yeah, let's take a look at the 50-minute chart, right? So as you can see in 15, the bands has been expanding, right? And it's going parallel, like the band has been like parallel moving, and there's no squeeze because there's no consolidation in the market in 15. So by using Bollinger Bands, right, I cannot find any buying edges in this case, because Bollinger Band has been wide and they are going upwards all the way. So I would prefer to take 5 and capture this squeeze to take trades, because in 5 you see the retracement and you see more consolidations, right, while uptrend. So the Bollinger Band squeeze more. You will see Bollinger Band squeeze more in this case. Yeah. So yeah, let me take a look at another example. And yeah, right now I don't see any big trend, so it might be difficult to capture a great example. Yeah, in this 1 hour chart, right, this is AUDJPY, by the way. So I'm looking at the AUDJPY, and the Kumo was moving down, but now Senko span B is flat, Senko span A is flat, and Kijun Sen is flat, right? So in this case, I don't even look at smaller time frames. So even if I look at the Bollinger Bands here, it doesn't give you the good information. But maybe I can look at this market in the past, like in this area, and look for the squeeze in 15 or 5, right? So right now it's consolidating in this 1 hour chart, so I don't look at the trading edges in smaller time frames. So let's take a look at the 15, and I take the Bollinger Bands. Hold on, I only take the Bollinger Bands. Hold on, sorry. Yeah, in 15 I don't see the squeeze, right? Again, the downtrend was quite strong, so this is what I call the band walking, right? This is what I call the band walking, where the price has been going, sticking to this deviation 2, and it keeps going downwards this way. So yeah, these areas are what I call the band walking, and sometimes I take trades when there is a band walking in Bollinger Bands, which is going to be another topic on another live. So for today, let me focus on the squeeze, right? So again, in 15-minute chart, I don't see the squeeze, enough squeeze, right? This one looks like a little bit of squeeze, but to me, this is still wide. So let's take a look at the 5 and compare with the 15-minute chart, right? So when I look at the 5-minute chart, then I see more squeeze, right? I see more squeeze. I see the squeeze here, and I see another squeeze, for example, here. Right here too. There was a squeeze too. So I think these are the two cases where I take a sell. And again, let's say I look at the squeeze here and place a sell, and then I measure the stop loss in between. I think it's going to be a little bit wide, right? It's going to be, not that much actually. It's going to be only about like 13 pips of stop loss. So it's a good deal, right? It's a good deal. Less risk and bigger reward is expected. So this is what I call trading edge. So only 13 or 14 pips of stop loss, but still I can expect the price renew the recent low even downwards this way. So this one, I will take one, right? And also, this is another trading edge, right? In this case, hold on, let me put the horizontal line, right? Let's say I place a sell somewhere here, and I place a stop loss slightly above the recent high, and in this case, the distance in between is going to be only, again, like 13 pips of stop loss, right? So I only risk 13 pips of stop loss, but still can expect the price to renew the recent low even downwards, right? The recent low even downwards to this way. So this is another great trading edge to sell. So, and this is how I capture the trading edges, by the squeeze of the Bollinger Bands. But the primary condition should be, there should be a trend in the market in bigger time frame. In this case, 1 hour chart was downtrend, right? Again, when you look at the 1 hour chart, this was downtrend, right? The Kumo was moving down, right? Right now Kumo's flat, but before the Kumo was moving down, and the Kijun Sen was moving down too. So while capturing this downtrend in bigger time frame, I take this 1 hour chart, 5-minute chart, and look at the squeeze at the Bollinger Bands and take sell. But yeah, every time I take trades, I make sure to measure the distance to the stop loss, and if it's a good deal, like less than 20 pips of stop loss, then I take trades. And that's why you don't see me running more than 20 pips of stop loss. So yeah, I think this was another good example, and let me take a look at another example. Let's see. AUD/USD is going down right now, so let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. Right, so technically in 1 hour chart on this AUD/USD, right now it's flat. Kumo's flat, right? Meaning Senko span B is flat, Senko span A is flat, and Kijun Sen's flat. So the market is consolidating. There is no trend in the market, so the price might be going upwards this way. It might be going down, right? But it might be going up too. So the chance is like 50-50 to me. So in this case, I don't look for the setting edges. I will rather wait for either Kijun Sen to move down and Senko span A to move down or B to move down to start to look for the buying setting edges. Start to look for the setting edges in smaller time frames. Yeah, so let's say I look at the market in the past where there was down Kumo here, right? There was a downtrend in the market, and in that case, again, I look at the 15 and 5 and I compare between two time frames, right? And let's take a look at the 15 first. Right, on 50-minute chart, I do see some squeeze. I only see one squeeze here, but not quite, right? Not quite. Squeezing, but not really that much. Maybe I take trades, maybe not. Not quite sure. So rather than taking this squeeze, I would take a look at the 5. Because in 5, it squeezes more. And it depends, right? It depends. So in these cases, right, all the examples today shows the more squeeze in 5, but sometimes 50-minute chart shows more squeeze than 5. So you better compare these two time frames to capture the squeeze. So yeah, looks like today's examples are all like 5-minute chart based. So yeah, in this 5, while it's a downtrend, right, I see this squeeze right here and also here and also right here too. And yeah, I think that's about it. This is not really a squeeze. Yeah, I think that's about it. These 3 points were the squeeze, right? So so again, I take trades by measuring the stop loss, and if it's less than 20 pips, then I take trades. If it's not, then I take other tools like stochastic dead cross or like candlestick patterns or like Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen bounce to take trades. But again, the primary condition should be the 1 hour chart should be downtrend, right? And that's why I can still to look for the sell chance, setting edges in this case. I never place a buy. I only look for the setting edges in this case. All right, everyone, thank you for joining. I do see lots of comments today, so yep, thank you for your participation. I don't think I can answer to all your questions, but yeah, I will look at all these questions and your comments after the live, and yeah, I will just enjoy your questions. All right. It's impossible. Here again, after 4 hours live, do you have a twin? Maybe. Yep. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining too. It's great. That's great. All right. So I think this is visual, and also this is a very simple strategy to take trades. Yeah. So basically, right? Basically, when you follow trend, wherever you buy or wherever you sell, right? In this case, wherever you sell, even if you sell here, 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 you can run profit basically, right? You can run profit basically. So the question is where to sell, right? Where to sell is the question that you have to ask yourself. And to answer to that question, I show you one of the examples by taking Bollinger Band squeeze and look for the setting edges. All right. Sometimes I use Bollinger Bands. Okay. I use Bollinger Band and double Bollinger Band in my daily trading. Okay, that's interesting. Double Bollinger Band, like deviation 1 and 2, or you use like 2 different periods Bollinger Bands. I don't use Bollinger Bands, but because you do use it, I started to use it. Okay, okay. All right. Yes, the Bollinger Band is only used in smaller time frames, which are 5 or 15-minute chart. Yes. All right. So yeah, right now there is no trend. I will do the Ichimoku Forex forecast tomorrow, but as you can see, right, all these are cross mark. So I don't see any trends in this market situation. So in this case, I will start to look at 1 hour chart to look for the trade chance. Or if I'm busy with anything else, then I will just come back to the chart maybe sometime next week on Tuesday or Wednesday and expect if there's any trend in a 4-hour chart or a daily chart in any of these pairs. So it depends. Sometimes I take trades based on 1 hour chart, but I never take trades based on a 30-minute chart. I think the lowest time frame that I can capture the trend will be 1 hour chart. Yeah. But yeah, again, it depends on your trade style. Like I am a day to swing trader, so this is my layout. But if you are a swing trader, then you can take daily. You can change this daily to monthly chart, and 4 hour you can change 4-hour chart to weekly chart to capture the major trend. And for the confirmations, you can take daily and 4, and you can enter by 1 hour or 30-minute chart. You can do that too. Or if you're a scalper, then you can take like a 4-hour chart or like 1 hour as a bigger time frame and middle time frame as a 15-minute chart, and you can take trades in 5 or 1 minute. You can do that too. So the market is basically fractal, so you can switch your time frames depending on your trade style. But the idea, right? The idea here is to look at 3 different time frames and confirm the trend and get the trading edges. Yeah, that's a great key here. So all right, hi everyone. Thank you for joining. It's very nice to see you, everyone. All right. All right. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for this video. Sure. Welcome. You're welcome. All right. Yes, I take trades below the middle line. Yeah. So yeah, in this case, usually the price will be below the middle line, right? Middle 20 SMA. Yeah, maybe sometimes it might be above the 20 SMA, but most of the time I think the trading edges will be below the 20 SMA. Yeah, and yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, and also one more important thing about Bollinger Bands. I think you know already this one before, but Bollinger Band, when it's going down, right? When it's going down, then you better focus on this lower part of the Bollinger Band. And when it's going up, I recommend you to focus on the upper part of the Bollinger Band. Because if you notice it, when there's a downtrend in the market, the lower part of the Bollinger Band reacts quickly, more quicker than the upward Bollinger Band, right? So when it starts to squeeze, in this case, like hold on, in this example, right, after the expansion, right, when it starts to squeeze, the lower part start to be horizontal, while upper part keeps going downwards its way. So when you see the retracement in lower part of the Bollinger Band, that means that the market is consolidating and the market is charging its energy for the next move. Just like Senko Span 2. Yeah, so you can take this one as a Senko Span 2 or Senko Span B. Senko Span B. And you can take upper part of the Bollinger Band as Senko Span, oh sorry, backwards, sorry. Upper part of the Bollinger Bands as Senko Span B, in this case, right? And lower part as Senko Span A. Yeah. So whenever you see Bollinger Band lower part is retracing backwards, then that will be a consolidation confirmation. So, and that's when you can expect the price, you can expect the bands to squeeze. So whenever you see the lower part Bollinger Band goes against the trend, that's when the Bollinger Band squeeze. I think this is another important information to take note of it. Yeah. So yeah, when you look at the uptrend, it's opposite. Basically, it's opposite. So which one was it? Yeah, this one was downtrend. Hold on, which one is a good uptrend? Yeah, this one, right? On this one, you look at the upper part of the Bollinger Band, and whenever the upper part of the Bollinger Band goes against the trend, that's when the Bollinger Band starts to squeeze, basically. Whenever it goes backwards, that's when the Bollinger Band starts to squeeze. Every time. If you have noticed it. So this is something I look at too. So when it's uptrend again, you have to focus on the upper part of the Bollinger Band. And whenever it retracing backwards, that's when Bollinger Band might be squeezing, right? And this is how I capture the squeeze of the Bollinger Band. Alright, so I guess I will stop the live for now because I will switch the live to the membership live. So thank you for your participation as always. And just as the announcement here, I have Ichimoku community now. So when you see a join button, that's where you can join. So on this Ichimoku community, I do these perks. So and after this public live will be Ichimoku membership live. So if you're interested in Ichimoku knowledge and wisdom, then I recommend you to join this Ichimoku community so that you can be part of it and you can extend your knowledge on Ichimoku. So again, thank you for your participation, and I will talk about more strategies in Bollinger Bands. And so I will do Forex, Forex forecast, Ichimoku forecast tomorrow. So I hope to see you tomorrow again. And until then, stay gold. Alright? So, bye for now. Mata ne everyone. Thank you for your participation.